Hello, welcome to the 2025 Devon trip information presentation. We'll be travelling to the Ultimate Adventure Centre in North Devon on Monday the 14th of July, meeting at Fanbridge Road campus, FRC at 5:30 a.m, 05:30 hours, and returning on Friday the 18th of July to Fanbridge Road campus again at approximately 7 p.m, 1900 hours. That's all traffic depending. It will be a long journey. It's estimated around 6 hours. That's with a comfort stop en route. So the advice will be to bring a pillow to make yourself comfortable, because it is an early start. So 5:30 in the morning, we need to meet at Fanbridge Road campus. And also you will need to bring a packed lunch for the journey and any snacks and drinks that you want, because our first meal of the trip will be on Monday evening when we get to the centre. So you will need to bring a packed lunch for Monday. We are staying in an area of outstanding natural beauty on the North Devon coast. It's close to the villages of Instow and Appledore, also to the coastal resort of Westwood Ho. And Westwood Ho, you can see a picture of it there on the bottom right. That is where we'll be surfing on the Thursday. So I have sent out a provisional itinerary via an in touch just before half term. Our activities look like they're going to be surfing and bodyboarding, stand-up paddleboarding, mountain boarding, high ropes, kayaking, water assault course, which is similar to the Total Wipeout TV program, cycling. And I did send an in-touch message with regards to cycling out just before half term, just checking whether everyone can ride a bike. So as a matter of urgency now, if your child can't ride a bike, can you let me know ASAP? Climbing, slacklining, campfire, amongst some of the activities that we will be doing. So staffing for the trip, I'm Miss Parry, I'm the trip leader. Mr. Stewart will be my deputy trip leader. Mrs. Rhodes will be in charge of safeguarding, first aid, and she'll be the medical lead. We've also got Mr. Walker and Mr. Zinski travelling on the trip. So a typical daily routine, you can see it will start early. They'll get a wake-up call from me, which is usually a pretty lively affair. They should be ready to start dancing in the morning. You can see that they'll be doing a morning activity, a mid-morning activity, an afternoon activity, and an evening activity. And around that will fit in some breakfast, some lunch, and some dinner. We also have meetings in the morning and evening meetings around the dinner time sort of time, so that students get briefed on the day ahead, the day coming, and it gives us a chance to reflect on what's gone on during the day at the evening meeting also. So daily awards. I will award every day a star of the day to somebody that's done something particularly special, and also a donut of the day to somebody who's done something particularly silly. As I say, these will be awarded in our evening meeting and will become part of our daily routine. Packing for the trip. I have sent out a packing list just before half term via an in touch. So you can come back to this presentation as well to reread these slides. But we will play whatever the weather. So we will go out and do the activities come rain or shine. So they need to pack accordingly and make sure that if it is wet and if it is going to be colder, that they have clothing that is suitable to be outside, whatever the weather. Likewise, they need to be prepared for hot weather also. Make sure they've got sun cream, make sure they've got water bottles. Swimming costumes, they need to be, whatever swimsuits they wear, they need to be ones that stay on. Safeguarding purposes, most of the activities that involve water will involve wetsuits and helmets as well. They are provided by the centre. But sun hats, caps, sunglasses. Please don't take anything expensive or go out and buy anything new and expensive for the trip, because salt water and the mud and the kind of activities that we'll be doing will just ruin anything new. So that there really isn't any need for anything new to be bought. I've put on the list there old trainers, water shoes. I did put that in the packing list that I sent out. They can't do the water activities on site. So the paddle boarding, the kayaking, they insist on water shoes being worn, and you can pick those up pretty cheaply in kind of online. If you're struggling to find them, obviously get in touch with me and I can help you out. But yeah, they need an old pair, at the very, 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 very least, an old pair of shoes to go in the water with. But water shoes are obviously much, much better than old trainers, because old trainers will be very, very heavy. So for the journey, again, pillow. We leave very early. It'll make them comfortable, and also a little something familiar from home might help them sleep at night, although I don't think they'll need much help with that because they'll be extremely tired from the day's activities. And obviously the packed lunch they need to make sure they bring with them for the Monday on the coach, and any snacks and drinks, and to keep them refreshed for the journey there. So pocket money. There is a small shop on site. It sells sweets, it sells drinks, it sells like small keepsakes. It did take a card last year, but they may want to bring some money for that. I don't set amounts of pocket money. I don't advise. It's really down to them what want to bring with them. Obviously, they're responsible for anything that they bring. So, mobile phones, in addition to that, they need to make sure any other gadgets that they bring with them, it's at their own risk. They need to make sure that they look after whatever it is they bring. Going back to pocket money just for a moment, on the Thursday when we're in Westwood Ho, they will have the opportunity to have a little wander around Westwood Ho, going and visit the shops that are there and the food outlets. So they may need some money for that. Now, this is advice from the Ultimate Adventure Centre itself. We advise everyone to mark all belongings, especially their bag and suitcase, with the name of the school and group which they are travelling. That's because the other schools are staying at the site at the same time as us. It's likely to be busy, and departure days and arrival days are the same. So it just makes it easier to reunite people with their luggage if it's all labelled. The advice from the Adventure Centre is do not take valuable items such as very expensive clothes, cameras or jewellery with you. If you want to take like recorders, you'll need, camcorders or expensive gadgets, you'll need separate insurance. So that's advice from the Adventure Centre itself. Now, in terms of the students and the students' code of conduct while away, they are representing themselves. They are representing the academy whilst we are away. So it's very, very important that we get this right. They need to make sure they show consideration to others, as we'll be sharing the site with other schools. We've got to respect all property, including the coach. We have to restrict noise after 10 o'clock. That is a Ultimate Adventure Centre policy, that at 10 o'clock the site is quiet. So therefore at 9:30 the students are likely to be back in their rooms. 9:45 quietening down, and 10 o'clock it will be lights out. So students may not leave the centre. They're not allowed to enter accommodation occupied by other groups. We will be staying in our own barn, which has 6 student rooms and 3 staff rooms. So that we are in our own self-contained area. There is no need to go into any area occupied by other schools, and also rooms occupied by the opposite sex also out of bounds. No smoking or alcohol, speaks for itself, and the use of naked lights is forbidden at the centre. And the Ultimate Adventure Centre, Plume Academy, reserves the right to send any party member home for consistent or gross misconduct. In such cases, it will be the parents and carers' responsibility to collect their child from the site in North Devon. So students will be given an emergency card with the emergency trip mobile number that I will carry. And also it will have the Ultimate Adventure Centre's address on it. They can put these cards, we'll give them on the coach on the way there. They can put the cards in their phone cases, in their purses, but also we will ask them to put this emergency mobile phone number and store it in their phones, so that they obviously have access to me should an emergency arise. So they have direct access to me. Now, I would request that this number is only used in an absolute emergency, and because the line needs to be kept free. So it's only used in emergencies, please. But you do have access to me in the event of an emergency on that number there. So, as I've said already, we will meet in the front quad of FRC on our departure morning on Monday, the 14th of July. We will meet at 5:30 in the morning, so 05:30 hours, at Fanbridge Road, and we will depart at 6 o'clock in the morning. We will obviously do everything we can, if you're not there, to get in touch with you, but we will need to get on our way to the centre at 6 o'clock. We aim to arrive by 12:30, 1 o'clock-ish, depending on traffic, and then we will get straight into our first activity on Monday afternoon. Now, on that morning, please keep the driveway in front of Fanbridge Road clear, in front of the gates there, because the coach will need to load. The car park will be open, so please park in there and meet us in the quad area. They should go to their travel group teacher. Their travel group teacher will be the same as their activity group teacher. So the activity group teacher, they will need to go and check in with them and register with them as soon as they get to the site. Likewise, if you have any medication that you need to hand in, I'll talk more about that in a moment, but Mrs. Rhodes will be the person that you need to find on that morning to go and check that in with her, please. On our return journey, on Friday the 18th of July, we will depart the Adventure Centre 12:30. The coach will be there. We'll probably roll by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, hopefully arriving back at around 7 o'clock, 7:30, so 1900 to 1930 hours, depending on traffic. Again, please keep the driveway clear at the front of school, because so the coach can pull in and we can unload nice and quickly. It would have been a long journey. I'll talk more about how we're going to share information with you on the trip, but if you could make sure that you're obviously there to meet your child, we will keep you updated of our journey progress. It'll be much appreciated, because it would have been a long week and it's a long journey home and everyone will be very tired. This is Mrs. Rhodes. This is who you're looking for if you need to hand in medication on the morning of departure. So again, we meet at 5:30 a.m. in the morning at Fanbridge Road campus, in the quad area. Mrs. Rhodes will be registering her group, but she'll also be collecting in medication. So that is the person to go to hand in medication and to check in medication. Right, there are 4 activity groups whilst we're on the trip, and a lot of the time we're doing stuff together, as you can see on, as you no doubt have noticed on the itinerary anyway, that I said, the provisional itinerary that I sent out via an in touch before half term. The roomings are all organised. The final thing will be the final student meetings that will happen in the week before the trip. So in terms of final confirmation to yourselves as parents and guardians, a final communication from me via email confirming all of the arrangements for the trip will arrive to your inbox on the week commencing the 7th of July. And this will have all of the final arrangements confirmed by the Adventure Centre and confirmed by me. Okay, so in the week leading up to the trip, you will have communication from us with regards to kind of joining a WhatsApp group, a parents and carers WhatsApp group for the Devon trip. It will involve scanning a QR code, and the actual messages that we send you can't reply to, but they will include information about our journeys and arrival times and just general updates about the trip. Also quite nice to see photos of kind of what's been going on every day and what we've been getting up to. So we will share information with you via WhatsApp. So keep an eye out in the week before the trip for that QR code for you to scan to join the WhatsApp group. Students will be given a trip T-shirt. This will be, they'll be given this in their final meeting. You have had an email from Mr. Stewart, a message from Mr. Stewart, and that has the T-shirts have been ordered. So please, can you arrive at school on the Monday, the 14th of July at 05:30 hours, 5:30 in the morning, on Monday, the 14th of July at Fanbridge Road campus, meeting in the quad. As you can see here, this was last year's trip in the picture. That's where we'll meet. So please travel and come to school on that Monday in your trip T-shirt. Okay, bit of fun. We will attempt, and we did it quite successfully last year, a flash mob dance. You will see that Westwood Ho, when we go surfing on the Thursday, it has a webcam. What we do is we walk up past, after we've finished surfing and we've finished having our little visit to Westwood Ho, we will walk up back to the centre past this green. And last year we did a flash mob dance on that green. It was around about 2 o'clock, so 2 p.m. So the plan is to try and do that again. You can see the website address for that webcam. You might want to familiarise yourself with that before the trip, so you know how to access it. But we will send out a message on the parent carer WhatsApp to let you know when it's about to happen on that Thursday. So we are planning to do that. Hopefully it will happen again as successfully as it did last year, because it was quite a spectacle. There's shops all the way around the outside of this green, and people were all watching us with interest last year. So hopefully I've answered any questions that you may have. I will be online now to answer any questions for the next 20 minutes. So please feel free to ask me any questions, or if you're watching this another time, please feel free to get in touch with me at school if you've got any questions. Take care. Look forward to the trip. They're going to have a great time. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you on Monday, the 14th of July at Fanbridge Road campus at 05:30 hours with the students in their trip T-shirts. Thank you.